This is Good Day Oregon Plus.
Hello everyone, this is Good Day Oregon Plus. Thanks for joining us. We are live streaming here out of the Fox 12 Oregon newsroom. But to start off here at 11 a.m., let's take a look at some of our weather cameras. And looking up there from our ski bowl camera there on Mount Hood, I will say it looks like a little more snow than we had yesterday when we took a look at that. We're going to have a full weather report coming up for you. We're actually, I'm going to be honest with you, we're waiting for our own Katie Zuniga to make her way over here from Good Day Oregon, from the set over to our Fox 12 Now set. So in the meantime, let's take a look at some of these cameras that we have, because we have access to quite a few. We'll look there at our Portland one, some blue skies. You can't even see Mount Hood from that shot. Well, maybe you can kind of towards the bottom of those clouds, but doesn't look too bad right there right now. That I think is going to be changing here pretty soon. There's our Willamette Valley Vineyards camera looking out down there, and you can see I-5 kind of in the background, a little bit cloudy, and we'll do one more at the coast here, and then we will get ready to keep talking. Let's see, Seaside or Newport? I think we're gonna go with Newport. And there it is. So looking at the bridge right there in the background. All right, fine, I'll show Seaside as well. But then we'll get back to talking about what's really gonna be coming up here. Where is it? There it is. There's our Seaside camera. Okay, we have that as well. But we are here in studio right now, and joining us, we have Katie Zuniga.
Hello.
Hello. Making a marathon run over here to this spot. Again, this is Good Day Oregon Plus. We're live streaming here every weekday from 11 a.m. to noon. And so right after Good Day Oregon, we get going here. And sometimes we get to have Katie over here to talk about big news when it comes to weather.
And you'll have me a couple days this week.
Yes, so there's stuff on the way.
There is stuff on the way. Today we're going to focus on the snow up at the mountain, and then Thursday, Friday we're going to focus on the rain because we have a good old atmospheric river.
You got a combo of both, okay.
Yes.
All right, well that's good for the mountains though, right?
Well, so it depends, not always. This one actually, yes. Sometimes when we get these atmospheric rivers, it's so warm depending on what you're getting into, what sector of the atmospheric river you're getting into, that you actually get rain and it raises up the snow level. But
Gotcha.
This one is not doing that, and it's going to be amazing. So this is that live look up there at the ski bowl. It doesn't look like it's actively snowing at the moment, which is okay because a majority of what we were expecting and the heaviest of the snow is tomorrow and Thursday before it does start warming up, and we'll have some bluebird days this weekend. That's the snow cam there. So the numbers that they report and the snow stake don't always line up.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's at a different elevation than what we keep the 6,000 foot measurement at. The numbers that we have reported are here, which this one makes me the happiest. 6 inches at
Nice.
Yay.
Good. Finally.
It made me so happy.
Yeah.
And then 8 is what Timberline reported, and then another 8 there at Mount Hood Meadows, which is great. But this is on the lower end of what we are expecting to head our way. So right now, give you an update where we're at. We're at 69 inches for that measurement that we keep at the depth. Yeah, so you can see how far off we are from where we should be. And we actually, I didn't do this before I come in, but you actually need to extend that line straight all the way over to close to the 15th. So we've been right in that like 66 to 69 to 70 for the last couple of weeks.
We're like, if I'm looking at this right, almost 100 inches or 90 inches off.
We're very close, yeah. Yeah,
Man.
so if you look at the 15th, we should be closer to 160, getting to like the most snow, the highest peak of our snowpack, and we're right around, 69, 70. I mean, 70, obviously the snow that we get today will change that a little, so I would say we could easily say, we're right in that 70 to 75 range, but it's so not good. But the good news is, I guess this is a better late than never. I just wanted to show you this real quick. This is a preview of what we have coming with your first alert days. So the rain, 2 to, I didn't bring that in. 2 to 4 inches in the metro, and not as much in the valley. This is metro to the north because of how that atmospheric river is pointed, which I'm going to show you here in just a moment.
Okay.
And then that means local flooding, landslides, things like that. lighter rain south of Portland, and then the central coastline. So it seems to me like right around Tillamook is that location of which to Tillamook north, we see the heavier rain, and then south of Tillamook down toward like Lincoln City, Newport, it's not quite as much. We did have a winter weather advisory both on the Coast Range and the Cascades, but you can see the Coast Range is now done, and so it's just on the Cascade Range through tomorrow at 5 p.m. Now, I'm going to look at here. This is that snowfall forecast, so this is just one of them. Looking at what we're seeing, this is the Euro. By the time we get to tomorrow afternoon, this is realistic, about 9 inches. And then we go into Thursday, Friday, all the way to Saturday at Government Camp, we get a couple feet. So it's definitely looking like we're going to see some pretty good snow. And then after that, all the way through next Wednesday, nothing else, because it's going to actually warm up quite a bit. So here's what we're looking at today: 3 to 6 inches. We saw about 6 inches, so that was good.
Yeah.
That was on the heavier end there. Tomorrow, that 2 to 20, and this is more at the because the snow level is going up, which I should bring in and show you here in just a moment. So this is more at ski level that we're looking at that, not at pass level. And then we have Thursday another 8 to 12. So pretty heavy snow over the next couple of days up there. Let's take a look real quick at that 7-day for the Cascade, and then I'll show you the snow level and the atmospheric river. So here's what we have. Today, that 3 to 6, that's what we got. And then you see right there, it goes from 2,000 to 4,500. So that 2,000, that was what we got. I mean, we saw snow in rhododendron. We saw some flakes, you know, in some of those higher elevations, but nothing. And we knew it wouldn't. We weren't ever really expecting there to be any flakes that fell.
Yeah.
Even if we did, you know, it was like, maybe it could be in the hills, but it's so warm, you know, that we just couldn't get anything even, you know. I mean, it would have to be a huge fat flake, you know, a huge freezing layer, like way cold, deep, deep, deep up into the atmosphere to make a snowflake big enough to get to the ground. I think I could actually look here. I think the coldest we were today was 38 maybe in the metro, you know. And
It's not cold enough.
Yeah, and then some of the hills obviously were a little colder than that, but just not enough to get anything. So there could be a dusting, but we really didn't expect it to be much. So what I want to show you right now, let me pull up my keyboard here because I love doing this with you guys live, is I want to show you the snow level. I need to put my glasses on. I'm sorry, guys. When I look at computers, my eyes get blurry.
We're live streaming, and I do see some of the questions, or at least a question coming through there on Facebook, because we are on we're on our apps, we're on YouTube, we're on our Facebook page. So feel free to drop in those questions, and we will get those to Katie here.
Yeah. So do you have a question?
Well, there was, let's see, Brandon's asking, what about a windstorm event?
Nope.
Will there be power outages?
Nope.
So there you go. Nope. Quick answer, Brandon. No. Don't have to worry about that one. So solves that. But hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to ask those questions. So feel free to drop those in there if somebody else has more, and we'll get those to
I'm
Katie.
doing a couple different snow levels to show you here. Okay.
Okay.
So here we are. So you see how Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it goes up just a timberline lake. This is exactly what we want. This is all this possibility, all this moisture coming in, and it's just warm enough to almost even keep it off the passes, right? And keep it all, like timberline gets to stay in the snow area the whole time we get this moisture. And then Saturday it drops, but you don't need to worry about that. It's really funny because we're not gonna have any moisture in the air when that happens.
Oh.
So even though that says, oh yeah, we could drop all the way down and see snow at the hills, nope.
So that's good timing then.
That's good timing, that's how this is gonna happen. And then we're gonna go back over to the other one, because I just like to compare with you guys the two. Yep, see, it says the same thing, dropping on Saturday, but we're not going to see it. So here's what I want to show you next. Get this up for you. I'm doing, so here we go, right here.
That's
so
all
we
right.
talk about these atmospheric rivers all the time. This one particularly, a Pineapple Express. So look at those two beautiful spinnings. You have your high pressure and your low pressure, and they're grabbing all of that moisture you can see from the subtropics down there where you can see Hawaii. So this is where things are right now, right? This is, yep, today. And then as we advance, you see it kind of shifts. that high pressure shifts over and
Just
poof,
feeding it
there
right
it
into us.
is. Yep, because you also have that jet stream to our north, and so it's pretty much pointing it like right at Northwest Washington, or Northwest Oregon, Southwest Washington. And so
Yeah.
that's where you can almost see
It's
that
like
line.
aiming right at us.
Yeah, where you hit kind of the central coast and the valley down, and it doesn't get as much. So these are, we've talked about this, like we call them fire hoses, and it could shift. So, anybody that's to the south, if it decides it wants to drop a little more, maybe you'll get a little more wet. Or if it decides it wants to not drop as far, most of this will be pointed toward Washington and we won't get as much. So it's one of those where this is the general direction, and I don't know if you guys saw the story here on GDO Plus about the hurricane hunters flying their planes here through
Yes.
these rivers. So
Yeah.
they're here right now feeding us this data. They're literally going through these atmospheric rivers, pulling all the information and sending it to the models that we're using right now.
That's cool.
For this. It's very cool.
That's really cool.
It's really, really helpful. So hopefully everything they're sending back is, doing pretty well predicting where this is going to be. So what this translates to for our 7-day forecast is more of the rain. The heaviest rain we expect it to be on Thursday, and then continuing into Friday, there's also a chance before everything starts to shift down on us. But those are our 2 first alert days because of all of that heavy rain. And I mentioned earlier, probably 2 to 4 inches possible with that. I'll go more into the details of some of these things with you, but just so that you guys are wondering about, the rain.
I've
I'll
got some
just-
questions on that too, but
Okay,
I'll wait
that's
till
great. So you can see 2 o'clock, about 2 o'clock this afternoon, we start getting into that light, more consistent, steady showers that takes us all the way until tomorrow afternoon. And then not too long after, in 24 hours for now, it kicks up. It's backed off just a little, so that's really good. And then it stays pretty consistent. I don't know why those bars aren't up, but like 4 o'clock on Thursday.
yeah, but I can see the
Yeah, it should
amount.
be up and getting close to from going light to medium. But you can see how consistent that is all the way across. It just continues. So this is 3 1/4 inch of rain in the next 3 days. That doesn't even count Friday. So
Wow.
2 to 4 inches. Just
That's a lot of rain.
yes, being completely pummeled. So what was the question that we had?
Let's see, there was, we have a couple in there. We do need to take a quick break. But that was somebody asking about the windstorm. I was just curious about flooding concerns.
There is definitely some concerns, and there's no flood watches or warnings on right now. So,
Okay, that's good.
We'll be keeping an eye on that, and of course, we'll update everybody on the Fox 12 weather app and on air, and as soon as we find anything out. But that's kind of everything I had for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I mean, that's plenty. That is a lot that we have
Yeah.
have on there.
And we'll get back together on Thursday morning.
Yeah.
As soon as things are starting to ramp up, we'll be coming back over here right around the time it really should be going down. We should have some pretty good videos and cameras
info
to
going
show
on.
and
we
rain
do
totals.
have, that right there. So I mean,
Yep.
that at least whatever we get, that's going to help it some amount.
Yes,
right?
yeah. I'm hoping
Yeah.
that when we come back, we don't see any of those little green shrubs.
Yeah.
I hope that's completely covered up.
That would be awesome.
That's my goal.
That'd be great for that'd be great for everybody. Well, Katie, thank you
Yes.
as always for being here, for doing that. So we'll have Katie back on later this week once the rain comes in. But
Yep.
this gives you an idea now of what to expect on that. And we've got a lot more we're going to be covering here for Good Day Oregon Plus. So we'll bring you up to speed on all those stories that we have been covering and what we're going to be doing throughout the afternoon. If there's breaking news, I'll have that for you as well. But we do have to get to a break, so just stick right with us, whatever platform you're on. Or, well, I guess if you're on Facebook, it's time to head over to the apps. Which I recommend, the ones for Fire TV, Roku, or Apple TV. If you don't have those downloaded, those are great ones to watch live or after the fact. You can see all the weather updates on there too, and everything else that we do here. So good time to do that. But quick break, back in a minute. Katie, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.